What's up? It's the Atlanta Logic Trainer. Haven't put up a video in a while, and I just wanted to get on, do a quick video. First, thanking you guys for all the positive feedback, for all of the likes of my videos, for sharing my videos with others, for subscribing. I really want you to know I appreciate that, and I appreciate the fact that you've taken time to even watch the videos that I've put here on YouTube. I've been quite busy with a lot of cool things. I've been learning some things which I'm going to share with you in the future in some videos that I'm working on. I've been working on my own productions and compositions, so that's why I haven't created a video or been as active with videos, posting videos anyway, in the recent months. But I have been doing my best to respond to as many questions and things as I can when I see that you guys post questions. So I'm trying to, kind of balance my time between things that I have going on outside of the virtual YouTube world and my real life. I am, however, working on new content, and I have some new things coming that I'm really excited about. And I'm going to give you a few hints as to what that is in this video. So some of you guys were asking about how I have those customized track icons that you see on all of my tracks in my Logic videos. Since I was getting a few questions about that, I thought, that's something I could show you fairly quickly. And I wanted to show you in this video how simple it is to do in Logic. And it's actually one of the things that I love about Logic, because it gives you the freedom to make your GUI, or your graphical user interface, unique, which in my case helps me stay organized when I'm working on really big sessions. I can just look over at the track, see the icon that's on the track, and know exactly what's on that track, and not have to kind of worry about the colors of the tracks. Even though I do color my tracks, I'm kind of really particular about staying as organized as possible. So the icons and the color really help me stay organized in big sessions. But the icons are like a godsend. If I'm working on a huge session and I want to know what's on the track, I can look at the icon and say, oh, that's battery, or that's machine, or that's Ultrabeat, or that's an audio track, or whatever, just by looking at the actual icon that's on the track. So let's get into it, and I'll show you how easy it is to set up those custom icons on your tracks in Logic. So here we are in Logic, and this is just one of my template sessions that I use for creating compositions or whatever, and some of the synths and plugins, third party, some actual native plugins to Logic, like the ES2, Ultrabeat, and EXS24, and the EVP88. So as you can see, all of my tracks, except for this new track, which we'll work on in a second, have icons, custom icons, I should say, because even the new track has an icon that's the default icon for a software instrument track in Logic. But as you can see, here's an audio track, which I use headphones for my audio tracks. I don't know why, I just kind of like that icon. And my machine track and battery, these are, of course, the icons or logos from those particular applications from Native Instruments. Reactor, I don't think that's the icon, but I like that bomb, so I put that there. The ES2, let me make these a little bit bigger so you guys can see exactly what they look like, kind of big here. So the ES2, that's actually one of the knobs on the ES2 where you're choosing the different wave shapes. Ultrabeat Icon, which is an image of Ultrabeat. The EXS24, which shows you the filter section from that, and a little picture of the EVP88 stereo knob for intensity. So all of these tracks have custom icons on it that I've put on there, but Logic itself has icons, a whole bunch of icons that you can choose from to kind of customize your session without going out and pulling in icons that are not inside of Logic. So like this is the default icon for a software instrument track inside of Logic. I didn't put this icon in, it came with Logic, but if I want to change it, I can change it to one of the ones that comes with the software. So let's see where we do that at. Over here in Logic, you have this area from down here at these channel strips all the way up here to where it says MIDI through. This area is called the inspector. Okay, so in the inspector, if you hit this letter I up here, you'll see that it hides the inspector. If I click it again, it shows the inspector, and the shortcut is the letter I on your keyboard to hide or show your inspector. Your inspector gives you 2 channel strips. Actually, the channel strip for the track that you have selected. So if I select my machine track, this is the channel strip for that. If I select this audio track, this is the channel strip for that. If I select the battery track, you get the picture, right? This second channel strip shows you the routing for that track. So because these tracks are routed to the stereo output, then this channel strip over here is your stereo output. But if I put this track on, let's say for instance, a bus, that bus automatically creates an auxiliary track, and so it's routed to an auxiliary track, and because that's selected, then here's the auxiliary track. So it shows the routing from this send to bus 6 to this auxiliary track. If I want to see the stereo output again, I can click that, and now it's showing me my stereo output over here. So all of this is the same stuff that's in the mixer, but it gives you a simple way to do mixing right here in your inspector. That absolutely has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but as a side note, it's kind of helping you understand this signal flow and how these channel strips work in the inspector. So above the channel strips, you have this area here where right now it's on mine, it says MIDI through, but this is your region parameter box. So if I had a region on this track, whatever region that was selected would show up by name here. I could actually double click this and name a region if I had a region there. And it also gives you the ability to quantize whatever region is selected, set the quantize swing, loop the region, transpose it, and do a lot of things, and some advanced things like flam and velocity and all of that type of stuff down here at the bottom of your region parameters in your inspector. Again, that's just information as to what's going on in the inspector. But what you need to be concerned with, I'm going to select this new track here. And when I select where it says new track, you have this part of your inspector that is sometimes hidden. And if you click this disclosure triangle, it will show you your track parameters. So when I click on another track like samples, this says samples, these are the parameters for this track. If I click on machine, these are the parameters for this track. And if you'll notice, there's an area here that says icon. And beside the icon, you see the icon that you see on the track. New track, icon. So if I wanted to change this icon on a new track, I could just click here, and there you go. All of these options that I can choose from to change that icon on the track. Now, the majority of these are icons that you have right now inside your Logic. As you can see, I do have some custom ones, like I put my machine stuff in here. You'll see a couple of folders that I put in here, my Ultrabeat stuff, Pittsburgh Steelers stuff. I'm a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Just a bunch of things that you can choose from. Elephant, like, I don't know why you may want an elephant on your track, but maybe you have a sound effect, you're doing sound design, and it's an elephant. So let's say we got an elephant in sound design. If I click that, now I can look at this track right in my arrange window, and I know this track has elephant noises on it because I have an elephant there. Who knew? I go back here, we can change that to, this is one of my custom little 45s. I like vinyl. So anything you want to be there, you can put there. Now, of course, like I said, this vinyl one doesn't come stock. This is one that I added. So I'm going to show you how to add custom pictures in here that you can create custom icons on your track. I'm going to put it back to its default there, and we're going to get out of Logic and go over here to my Finder window. So what I want to show you is kind of where those icons live at, because you need to actually put things in the folder where those icons live so that they will be in Logic when you open up Logic. So if you're on a Mac and your operating system is older than Lion, meaning that you're not using Mountain Lion and you're not using Lion, you're using some before that, you will be able to go right here to your home folder in your Finder window where it has a little house beside it. My home folder is called Studio. And inside that folder, your home folder, you should see a folder that says Library. Now, notice I don't have that folder in my Finder window. That's because I'm using Lion. If you're on Snow Leopard, Leopard, Tiger, or anything older, then under your home folder, you will see a library folder here. Now, if you're on Mountain Lion or Lion, like I am, you won't see it because it's hidden. So what you would need to do is go here to the, up here beside the apple, you see it says Finder, File, Edit, View, Go. Click where it says Go and say Go to Folder. Now, this may pop up automatically. I can't remember if it popped up automatically or if I typed it in and now it just shows up all the time. But if you go here, you can type in this if it doesn't come up automatically. This symbol right here is called the tilde symbol, and that key is under your escape key. Then /, library, / and click Go. When you do that, your hidden library folder will show up. Like I said, if you're on snow leopard or leopard or something before lion, then this library folder is already there. So you just click on that folder or double click it to see the insides of it. I'm looking in this view here, which shows columns. So when I click on a folder, it shows the inside of the folder, and then I can just go to the next folder. So from library, I'm going to go to application support. And from application support, I'm going to go here to logic. And inside the logic folder, there's a folder that says images. Inside the images folder, there's a folder that says icons. And this is where all of your icons live. Let's change the view to this view. So now, as I scroll through here, you can see all of the different icons that are inside of Logic. So all of those ones you just saw inside the software, this is where they live at. You see all the guitars and things that were in there originally, and then you see some things that I've added in on my own, like the machine stuff. I put this folder here for when I'm working on video stuff, turntables for whatever, just because I like turntables and the images of turntables, my Pittsburgh Steelers stuff. All of these things are here, and this is where you add and take away things. Here's our elephant and our cardinal and car, telephone, all types of stuff. So let's customize these. Before I go find the image that we're going to use to create a new custom icon in here, I want you to pay attention to something. All of these files, they start with a number. They go all the way up here to, they start at number 0, and then they go in a sequential order all the way down to really 385, and then there are a few more down here all the way down to 999. When you find whatever file you want, you're going to replace one of these files that are in here. So you're going to find something that you don't use a lot, like maybe, I don't use this one here much because that's the machine app on an iPhone. And this is in the software, so I'm not using the machine app in Logic. I'll use it on an iPhone if I had it, which I don't. So this is the one I'm going to replace, 94. Notice that they are all .png files, which stands for Portable Network Graphics Image. So when you find a file to replace this file with, or any file in here, it needs to be a .png file, or either you need to convert it to a .png file. JPEGs won't work, okay? So what we're going to do is we're just going to hop over to Google on the internet, and we're going to look for an image, for a custom image that we're going to add to our Logic. Let's look at this, and then we'll go up here to Google Images, and we get all of these images of the new MPC Renaissance. I'm going to scroll down and just find one. I usually like to try to find an image that's kind of a stock image. I don't want, this person's baby in my session or what have you. Just, I want something that's kind of clean and that I can look at and I know exactly what it is. Images like this, or I kind of like this one right here because it's more of a top-down view on the actual device. And when you mouse over, they pop up and you can see that this one is a .png file. So this file should work perfectly for me. So I'm going to click on this. It's going to take me to the page where it's going to show me a larger image. And I'm going to say I want to see the full-size version of it. And it brings it up inside my browser here. And I'm going to control click on it. and say save image as. Now I'm in Safari. If you're in a different browser, it may say something different there as far as save file to or save linked file or what have you. But you just basically need to save this file from the internet onto your computer's hard drive. Now, the name of the file just automatically comes up here. It says export as. That's the original name of the file. And that really doesn't matter at this point because I'm going to need to change the name of that file anyway. So I'm just going to say save, and I'm going to save it to my desktop. And I'm going to minimize this. And then I'm going to go to my desktop here. Minimize my Logic session. And here on my desktop, you see the file. MPC ren post blah blah blah. I'm going to select it, hit return, and when I hit return, you have the ability to name it. I'm going to name it 94.png because I wanted to replace this image here. So I'm going to go up here and type in 94.png and hit return. And then when I take this file now and drag it into this folder, remember how we got to this folder? It was under your user folder, library, application support, logic, images, icons. I'm dragging it into that folder. And because there's already a folder there by the same name, this comes up. It says an older image named 94.png already exists in this location. Do you want to replace it with the newer one you're moving? I'm going to say yes, replace, and it's going to automatically replace it. And now you see that my MPC shows up there as a image. So I'm going to go back over into Logic, and I'm going to need to quit Logic. So I'm going to quit Logic. Now, if you didn't have Logic already open, you don't need to quit it. But if Logic is open and you put this thing in this folder, you're going to need to quit it, close it out, and open Logic back up so it sees what's inside the folder that you've put in since the last time you opened it. So I'm going to go back here and open Logic back up. And I'm going to create one audio track. And here's the icon that I have for all my audio tracks set to that. I'm going to go here under my track parameters for audio 1, click on icons. And if I look through here, let's see here, where is it? Right here, here's my icon, my MPC Renaissance icon. So now I have a custom MPC Renaissance icon to go in my session. And actually, it wouldn't go on a audio track because, well, it could go on an audio track if I bounce down the stems from it. But if it was a software instrument track, it could do the same thing. Software instrument, create. Go here, icon, MPC Renaissance. And there you have it. And it's that simple. Anything you want. You can go find any kind of image you want. It just needs to be a PNG file. And you can have customized tracks just like you see in my videos. One other thing, notice when I create a audio track that it defaults to a custom icon. That's because I took the original icon that was there and I renamed this picture of these headphones to the same name of the original icon and replaced it in that folder. So now every time it opens and I do an audio track, this comes up by default because I replaced the default one with a file with the same name. So it thinks that this is the original icon. And that's pretty much it. It's a pretty simple process. Video went a little bit longer than I expected, but I really like to be thorough when I'm covering something. So I hope the video was helpful. Please like the video, share the video, comment on the video, send your questions. I'll do my best to get to them as soon as I can. Subscribe. And keep coming back. Hopefully you guys got the not so subtle hint as far as what I'm working on. I'll see you soon.